Hey, this is Pranav here, and welcome to another Big Idea Breakdown video. This is a series where I take a big idea of an expert, a consultant, a coach, a thought leader, and try to break it down so that we can learn how to build a compelling message and stand out from the noise without really having to learn the algorithms or different platform tricks. It's all about creating light bulb moments for your audience. And so, how can we do that? We don't really need to run behind masses. We don't need to create a ton of content. What we need is a compelling big idea. So today I want to talk about Simon Sinek's big idea, the master of big ideas, right? Start with why has been like his mantra. It's been something that he has built his whole business around. And the point that I want to specifically cover is address what your audience is already feeling. So let's jump into it. Okay, so if you do not know this guy, his name is Simon Sinek, and he has a very compelling big idea. He is an author, a speaker, an organizational consultant, and he really became well known for his big idea through his TED Talk, in which he talks about the golden circle. And he summarizes the idea as people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So if you look at the golden circle, it says why, how, and what. And then he goes on to explain every circle. The what is every organization on the planet knows what to do. These are products they sell or the services they sell. How? Some organizations know how they do it. These are the things that make them special or set them apart from the competition. And the why. Very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's the result. Why is a purpose, cause, or belief is the very reason your organization exists. So obviously, I wouldn't go too much into the actual point of view or the big idea. You can just look at the famous TED Talk in case you already haven't, which I really doubt. But there will be a few outliers, I guess. So I think what Simon is saying is that most of the organizations they communicate from what and maybe they go towards the how, but most of them do not know their why. And he is urging that we start our communication with why, then go to how, and then go to what. So the old game that he's attacking is that don't start with what you sell. Start with why you're doing what you're doing. Start with your vision, start with your mission, start with your why, start with your purpose, because that is going to build a compelling message or that is going to pull the audience. Now, why it works? Because clearly this idea has resonated. The TED Talk has gotten really famous. Of course, there are people who disagree with it, and there are people who really agree with it. But this is the one of those polarizing ideas that has really gotten well known. It has become well known. So you may like it or you may dislike it, but you simply cannot ignore it. So what is it about this idea that is creating these light bulb moments for the audience? Well, here is my take that people, or at least a set of people, want to believe in something that is just beyond hardcore capitalism. If you talk to people around you, and again, I do not mean every person, but some people have this aversion towards building a business or extreme hyper growth or growth at all costs, and they have aversion towards simply selling without really having some kind of a softer element to it, if you know what I mean, right? So they want meaning in their lives. They don't want to just sell because it makes them money. They want to have, or they want to justify the selling in some way by having a meaning in their lives. So they want someone to tell them that, okay, it's not really about money at all cost. It is not really about making maximizing profit. It is not really about being aggressive. It is about being a little bit altruistic. It's about meaning. It's about purpose. They have this feeling. They feel that direct selling and only selling is a little bit gross. And that's why when Simon Sinek comes and says or gives a TED talk like this, Simon has tapped into this feeling, this already existing feeling that, it cannot just be about selling. It just makes me feel a little aggressive. It makes me feel a little gross. Or when Simon shows up and taps into these feelings, I feel seen, right? It's like I've always wanted to believe this, but I couldn't quite articulate it. I did not really have the words to express it. But now finally I feel seen. Thank you, Simon. This is exactly what I wanted to say. There was something off about this world. Oh, you have given me hope. You have given me words. And now I can run with this. So the simple takeaway from this short video is that connect your big idea with what your audience is already feeling. There is a certain audience which is underserved. They're feeling a certain thing. They don't know what it is. But if you show the emotional intelligence to really understand, this is what they're believing, and my idea can help them feel seen, then your big idea or your message is going to connect.